Let's go.
Everyone, come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Just as we all predicted. Florida State not only defeats, manhandles, demolishes, bashes number 8 Alabama at home as a multi-score underdog. Guys, I'm going to let just everybody get in. This is a big group celebration. It was beautiful. Adam even predicted it. Don't worry. I'm going to let you get your shine, but I just want to kind of just talk about, we'll go into the individual game stuff, everything there. But I want to talk about just the moment for a second. One of the most impressive victories, not only in Mike Norvell's career, it's tough for me to think of one with all of the circumstances that's more impressive right now, maybe the ACC championship. But one of the more impressive victories in the history of this program, which is saying quite a bit, and kind of laid out for you why, the circumstances, the new stadium, the new coaches, the new players, the failure of 2024, the shock of 2024, the reverberations from the snub that ESPN loves to show replays of 9 million times during the broadcast. With everything that these players were facing, this collective team, this head coach, this athletic department, this program, this city, all of the hardship that they were facing, their backs against the wall, with so much riding on this game, and we've talked about it. The games that they have next, all of the money that's in the season, all of the money that's in the stadium, all the money that's in the football-only facility, the uncertainty of college football as a whole, conference realignment, all of those things stacked up against this program. And they delivered an absolutely, it was a beautiful performance. It was a team performance. It was a marvelous performance. It was a physical performance. It was a gutsy performance. And it was one where you showed Alabama that they were your little bitch, which is insane. I have never been more impressed with these players, these coaches, the team construction, the roster, those guys that you found on the offensive line played masterfully. They did a great job. Just the team construction, what the coordinators did, the scheme stuff, what Mike Norvell did, reaching out to those guys, giving up that control, and bringing Malzahn and Tony White and Terrence Knighton and everybody. Herb Hand, Double H, got to shout out Double H. One of the more, and I mean context, we'll put it in its rightful place, but you're asking me right now, I've been a Florida State fan my whole life, dude. This is up near the top. This is up near the top of one of the more satisfying things that this team has ever done. And all of you deserve it. All of you deserve it. The city, the program, the players, the coaches deserve it. And man, when it all was on the line, they showed up, and they showed up big. Adam, what do you think, man? I am so impressed with everything about this program right now.
I was ready to drop a let's effing go, but my kids just walked in from outside. So
it's tough with these afternoon games. Now, this is the night game. This is a night game. We would be saying that, right?
Dial it back in here, but I mean, let's just freaking go. All right, that was everything. Everything we wanted it to be. Everything we thought last year was going to be. It just feels like you can breathe. Like I know. I don't. I mean, just everybody and their brother just had so much apathy heading into this game. And I know people are excited and they're fired up because Florida State football's back. But I mean, I know myself, like a month ago, I'm like, normally I'm geared to the max for a football game. It's just like, I mean, I don't know. Can I really get excited for this again? Like they just did. It just feels like 1,000 pounds lifted off my shoulders. I know everybody else is going to feel that way too. There's a long season ahead, a lot to go, a lot of injuries they need to work their way around that will, of course, happen over the course of a season. But holy shit, man. Holy shit. For tonight, man, let's just freaking celebrate. Let's enjoy it. That was an incredible game. I'm so disappointed in myself for sticking up for Adam Fuller over the last 4 years, because what Tony White did tonight was a masterclass of defense that Adam Fuller can never dream of, at least at the college level. I don't know about any other level, but holy hell. And I was saying to you guys in the in our game chat, just kind of as the game was playing out, like in the beginning, we were really slow with our fits. They had Ed down in the box, and Ed was real uncomfortable and real slow. And Tony just kept adjusting. He kept working guys through. I mean, they played so many guys on defense, and I'm really anxious to see like the game log of who all played, because it just felt like they rotated so many defensive linemen. And I know we've talked so much about the depth, and if one injury happens, how screwed they're going to be. I mean, Jaden Jones made an impact. James Williams was bad early, made impacts late. Daryl Jackson, Mandrill Desir, I think it's Mandrill. I think he's the 93.
Yeah, he's the one that he had the monster.
He just kept showing up every time. I mean, anytime he was out there, he was getting pressure. Daniel Lyons, who was, I know when we did the player draft, was kind of getting dumped on. I have been a Daniel Lyons believer since day one with that kid, and he showed up with pressure after pressure after pressure and getting in the backfield. And it feels good. I was the only one. I don't know about other sites. I don't know who picked what, like War Chant and No Game Day and all those other sites. I know I was the only one that picked them. He picked this for Noles 24/7. When I heard that Keenan was out for them, it just look. Gus has run for 100, almost 200 yards, and just about, I don't know, over 50% of his games. I don't have it in front of me. I did some stuff on it earlier in the season. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but he has a habit of rushing for over 200 yards. When Keenan left the middle of that defense, Florida State took advantage back because Luke Pettibon and the rest of that group are real freaking dudes. They've got a real freaking offensive line, and they got a real freaking offensive line coach in there now, and they've got a FUCKING identity finally in the 6th damn year under Mike Norvell. And we've been talking about it all season. Everybody poo-pooed on the Gus hire, and maybe it'll turn into crap. But gosh darn it, Gus knows what he wants to do, and he's going to do it, and he's going to get the guys that he needs to do it, and he's not wasting his freaking time out here doing shows and all that shit that he had to do when he was a head coach. Now he gets to be an offensive coordinator. You get to see him focused on what he wants to do and what he wants to be. And you saw it. The reverse off a counter twice to Mekhi Danzy. I mean, just
beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff.
Beautiful. And look, that we're going to do our film breakdown. There's going to be things we're going to find or critique and talk about that are issues and things that they got to fix. But today, this afternoon, they showed up and they shoved it straight up Alabama's you-know-what.
No Vaseline, dude. It was dry. It was awesome. It was wonderful. And to your point, nearly 400 total yards, 230 on the ground. And if you remember that first drive that Bama had, it was like 11 plays, maybe 9 rushes. You nearly tripled Alabama rushing on the ground. They had 74 total yards on the ground. You had 230 after that first drive, which is out of control. And you did it. This was not one of those. I know Brendan asked us in a private chat a couple days ago, like, what would need to happen for Florida State to win? And we all said things like game-changing, game-breaking moments, turnovers, defensive touchdowns, things like that. You lost the turnover battle. You beat Alabama man-to-man, dude. You beat them by being the more physical.
What did I say, brother? What did I say?
Say it again.
Run inside zone. You've got an identity. Be good at something. Stick to it, and you're going to win a lot of games if you do that. And they are going to be an inside zone football team, and they are going to come at you, and they're going to build everything off of it, and it's exactly what they did. 200. I would love to know when the last time Bama gave up over 200 yards rushing was. I'm sure it's happened. I'm sure somebody. Oh, it was 3 days ago.
Gus, dude. It was probably Gus, man.
I know it happens, but it felt like they imposed themselves on Bama, and there was a stretch there after that muff punt where things got really, really shaky. And I know I said in our game chat I was definitely concerned because you had a chance to go kick. You're going to get the ball back like the 50. You had a chance to go get 3 there, go up 3 scores. They go down, and they really kind of took the game over there. And it was a nut up drive. I mean,
but they responded. They responded on offense by doing what Gus does.
The Mike Norvell mantra. I mean, he says it all the time, and it seems like he's built a team to go out there and do it.
The more physical team, the better coach team, the better coordinated team, and the more disciplined team. the more disciplined team with all of that pressure and that roster advantage that Alabama has. They haven't lost a season opener in 23
Insane,
years.
bro.
Some of you were
Insane.
not alive. They always show up for game one. That program has made a habit of embarrassing programs in game one. Remember when the dudes from USC were crawling all over the ground, like going crazy and stuff?
Yeah,
it's a meme. Bama beats people in game one, other Power 4 dominant programs by like 7 touchdowns. That's what they've done. And you slapped them around tonight. So, Adam, I think we can talk once again. We're going to go deep into the film review. Look at all the awesome scheme stuff that Tony White did, all the adjustments that were made throughout the game, all the different fronts and looks and coverages, and all of those great play designs that Gus had on offense. We can at least talk about some of the outstanding individual performances. And the guy that I want to talk about is never really in doubt, right? Like,
no, I just put that up there. I mean, we'll talk about it, then we'll talk about this a little bit as we go along here. But
a complete dominant performance. But I gotta give it up to TikTok Tommy himself, dude. He talked his crap. He dealt with the fallout. He doubled down, and Tommy Castellanos showed up. And the thing that was the most impressive about him was how tough he was. And him understanding his role in this offense. He was decisive. He knew when to run. He knew that the best way to attack this Bama team. And dude, what a great performance from him, knowing what you are and maximizing that to the 10th power. He gashed Bama all night. He made the right decisions. Couple throws off, but man, the explosives when he needed them, they were there, man. That throw to Squirrel, beautiful. The throw to Jalen Lucas on the wheel, right where it needed to be. And man, did he ever play that kid that had been at Bama? My God. And you know what? Shout out to Doak Campbell Stadium. I heard the stadium experience was great, but I had friends there, even in that rain, dude. They said it was the loudest they'd ever heard. And Bama, the University of Alabama, 8 championships and 7 more that they claim before football was integrated or whatever their program does. You rattled them. You shook them. They were off their game. So hats off to you, who you guys were in the stadium, man. What an awesome, awesome, awesome experience. But Adam, what do you think about Tommy Castellanos? I thought it was a great performance. 9 of 14, 150 through the air, 16 carries for 78 yards. He was your leading rusher and your leading passer with a touchdown on the ground. Tough bastard, man. So
really
good for him. Really, really good for him with all the crap that he had to deal with when leaving that Boston College program.
I think that where you've got to start with Tommy is Tommy didn't put the ball in danger tonight. He didn't put the ball on the ground at all as a runner. Multiple carries, obviously over 10 plus carries in the game. He hit his shot throws, which was big. And I know we've talked about a lot with Brendan, just about like what Tommy is as a thrower. And his stats or his accuracy on balls down the field was not great. He hit Squirrel on the one. It was maybe overthrown just a little bit and wouldn't allow him to run the ball in for a touchdown. They end up scoring anyway. Put the ball on Boggs. Boggs has got to come down with that one on the first drive. Ended up being a drop. And then, I don't know if you would call it, but the wheel route to Lucas, I don't know if I'd call that a deep ball, but it was a throw over 10.
Well placed.
Yeah. And we've seen that one. We saw it a bunch last year when Boston College came to Florida State and threw the wheel route to Trayshawn Ward quite a bit. So we know he can make that throw. But I thought the 2 biggest things for me going in the game were Tommy's got to connect on balls down the field on their chunk plays, and Tommy's got to not put the ball in danger. And he was successful in both those tonight. And then he just is what he is as a runner. I mean, he's a guy that gets in there and just kind of squeaks around and finds a way.
It's low. Burrows a little bit, super explosive in that first 10 to 15 yards.
He always seems to get an extra yard or two. He manages to not take the big hit. He took a couple of shots today. I'm sure he's going to be sore tomorrow, but and they're going to need to dial that in again in some games and then open it up and let him be who he is in other games. And they've got work to do in the passing game. He and Deuce Robinson were off on a couple throws tonight. I mean, there's work that needs to be done in the passing game, but that I think is just what you're going to deal with all year long. If you can get this kind of rushing output throughout the season, that you've got a chance to be good because it's just such a threat.
Absolutely. 7 different ball carriers tonight, including Castellanos. You had Mekhi Danzy with those great reverses. Usman Chroma, dude.
Let's get it.
I can't wait. Yeah, that's a tantalizing prospect. Gavin Sawchuk running like a man. You get Keziah Holmes in there, Roydell. Everybody ran hard, and everybody from last year, and this goes on to defense when we talk about defense. Man, there was a lot of improvement from guys that had a real struggle in their first year after the transfer. Dudes like Earl Little, my God, playing like somebody had an M80 like in his cleat or something, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like somebody lit his scalp on fire. And then guys that have been in the program for a while, like we talked about Daniel Lyons, who had a quiet offseason. But guys like Blake Nicholson that had been largely written off, my God, how much more confident did he look like, man? It looked great. Jabril Rawls playing extremely physical on the outside. It's amazing how much better everybody looked when you thought about last year when everybody to a man almost looked worse.
I mean, look at this. Just look at the rushing. And this is just basic rush attempts. I mean, 15 carries for 86 yards for Tommy. And a touchdown, 3 carries for 58 from Mekhi Danzy. Obviously, the two, one was a jet sweep, 2 reverses off a counter. Roydell, 6 for 14. I mean, that guy was dead in the water. Nobody, everybody wanted him out. That's not great numbers, but he
tough yardage.
Did his job. He got the tough yards. Exactly. He did what he needed to do so that Mekhi Danzy could have 2 big explosive plays, and so that Jalen Lucas 6 for 22. He had multiple jet sweeps that were explosive plays. All of these guys, Roydell, Keziah obviously on the sweep. That was a big one. Sawchuk 6 for 28 in the big run there late. I'm excited to look at that one again. And then Usmani Chroma 7 for 31. But everything that those guys did on inside zone built everything that you could do with Tommy, everything you could do with your jet sweep action. It was such a compliment. And again, it just goes back to they've got an identity. They work to that identity, and then they build everything off of it. The passing game was built off of it. The running game was off of it. Your trick play game was built off. Everything's just built off of inside zone. We've screamed it for years and years and years with our frustration at Point Norvell.
The grab bag.
Yep. Gus has got an identity. It's not always going to work, but it sure as hell worked tonight.
The most impressive thing to me about the offense is they didn't get, and this is Alabama's defense, littered with talent, elite talent.
Yeah.
They didn't get their first negative play on Florida State or tackle for loss until deep in the second half, maybe the
17% defensive stuff run rate. 17%.
That is that rate.
We've seen that be in the 50s and the 60s over the last couple seasons. 17%.
It's insane, dude. It really was incredible. They stayed on track, and it always allowed them to get, even if it was like a Roydell Williams falling forward for 2 or 3, you're in 2nd and 7.
Just Tommy, 10% havoc rate? Like, come on, man.
It was a very controlled performance. And when that offense is on schedule, you throw for 150 yards through the air and you kick Bama's ass by 2 touchdowns in a game that, if you look at the expected win, Florida State had in its control from so far into it, man.
Yeah, look, I mean, play 60, what's that? Play 68, 70, 60. So that's probably, I don't know. That's
67,
probably
68, whatever. Yeah.
That's it's still first half probably, right?
Yeah, just enough to overcome whatever the Vegas numbers were, how much better they were than you in this win probability thing. But you take out how good Bama's roster was and how much they were favored. Florida State, I mean, once they got the lead, this was not a fluke, dude. They were the better coach and they were the better overall football team, which is
I agree.
Even if you would have told me that they won like a week ago, I don't know that I would have believed that last statement that just came out of my mouth. But dude, it was apparent, and Florida State has arrived, and they are well coached. They have identities on both sides of the football. They are a tough scout. They're a tough team to stop. And dude, the schedule works out pretty nice because you got a couple of weeks where you got some guys, you can get some young guys in, you can tune up. Then you got a big. Yeah, exactly. Heavy Vegas bias. That's right. When you see that win probability. Thank you, Saeem. But you got a couple weeks to rest up. You get that weirdo Friday game against Virginia. But, man, welcome to being in the national conversation for all of the month of September again. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I wouldn't want to be Kalen DeBoer right now. because, dude, Nick Saban was not there to save you, like Tommy said. Unbelievable. We talked a lot about offense. Let's move into the defensive side of the ball, Adam.
Yeah.
Impressive.
Yeah,
Impressive. I was worried about the defensive line early. Obviously, on that first drive, it looked like Alabama had a really good game plan to attack Florida State's defensive line in particular on the edge with the chipping and things like that. So what did you think of the overall defensive performance and the adjustments that were made?
I thought they were having an issue with their forcing unit. So with the edge, or when it was whether it was Edwin up there, or I think there was one time it might have been Jabril or Jerry. I can't recall, but early they had an issue with they had some issues with their forcing on the edge of the defense, particularly James Williams. I know there's going to be a couple. He was getting chipped and shoved down inside and not able to kind of fight back outside.
Right.
Those are things, but they adjusted. They adjusted with how they were aligning. They just adjusted the front. And I'm anxious to look at those things as we get into film review. But they, from play one to play whatever the end of the game was, it never looked the same. You really just didn't keep seeing the same thing over and over again. Obviously, they ran up and ran the similar plays over and over, but it constantly looked different. They were constantly attacking you from different angles, bringing backers up, bailing out of there. I mean, this is the 3-3 that you should have expected. I thought with what what they kind of had up front that I anticipated them to run more 3-3. They ran a ton of it, but they also mixed their 4-man front in there. I think that they've got a ways to go still as far as playing their spot drop stuff. I thought Blake, they went at Blake a few times and spacing kind of got mixed up there. Look, I don't want to this is a win, so this is great, but I think they got lucky that Ryan Williams wasn't healthy. Like, he didn't look healthy at all the entire game. He didn't look explosive. And then obviously that just kind of manifested itself throughout the game and really festered with him. So I thought you were able to funnel all the targets to Bernard, keep everybody else kind of out of it. And, in the end, hang on after what was a costly muffed punt. You were able to kind of hang on after that. But I think they've got work to do. I mean, they've got a ways to go, but they're also, they've not run real spot drop coverage in a long time. I mean, they were a man type of team. You've got man type players in your secondary for
5 years. 5 years of doing that.
For 5 years. So I think it's important that it's good. These were good reps. These were good on-field reps today. They can coach this. I think you got to look at what you think is going to work, what your rotations are going to work. You got 2 weeks to kind of go out here and you got 2 weeks to kind of go out there and mess with it and fix it and clean some things up and keep tinkering with two kind of lower level games. You got
live reps, right? Live under fire. But the thing that was encouraging is that you've got enough playable dudes on this defense for a healthy rotation and to give Tony White the flexibility to do all the different crap that he did against Alabama, dude. So many names got reps on defense. I can't wait to see the play chart afterwards, man.
It's really what we thought. I mean, they're going to do a lot of games up front. They're going to line guys in certain places and try to get mismatches, and I'm excited to look at all that stuff on tape, but I've got a feeling it's going to be a lot of looping and stunning. You got great effort out of that front, but you played, Desir, Jackson, Lyons, Williams,
Sampson was out there. Yeah.
Sampson played a little bit. Diggs played a little bit. Who am I missing? Did I say McCray? I said McCray.
Said Jackson. Gerald Jackson, obviously.
Said Daryl Jackson. You played Jaden Jones. You got good snaps out of Jaden Jones. You probably played 9 defensive linemen. Kevin Wynn's not available right now. Probably going to be, maybe you're looking at him at like Virginia coming back. That gives you a 10th guy. If they play with great effort, it's going to go a long way. Hell, Stephon Thompson absolutely destroyed Caden Proctor.
Absolutely. Off the edge. He'd making himself felt in the pass rush game.
If you just get the type of effort every week throughout a course of a game, you're going to find ways to have success. If you play a complete team football game, you go out and run the ball well on offense and build around your inside zone. If you attack and you find great effort on defense throughout the course of a game, you're going to get stops. These things are going to happen for you. You don't bust. They had no busts tonight in coverage. I'm not saying that they were perfect. I just can't think of any explosive busts from them tonight.
Oh no, there'll be some
That's
explosive
huge.
busts in Tallahassee, but they were not on the football field.
It's massive, man. It's massive because think of the cheap touchdowns they've given up in years past. Coming out of halftime, I mean, teams just walking down the field because they came out and adjusted against you. That didn't happen tonight.
I'm with you, dude. And you were able to clear that hurdle. Like, think about that. This team is going to play better
Heads ready
with,
to explode.
and man, on this defense. And dude, you cleared one of the most talented hurdles, like arguably the toughest team that you're going to play the entire year. And you did it with all of those little weird spacing issues and things like that.
Yep.
It don't matter. You cleared the first or the second toughest team on your entire schedule. Now you get to figure that stuff out against Kent and whatever fake Texas Tech school that we're playing and Virginia. Like this is so promising, dude. Now being able to get this win with the way the team played and looked, with health obviously being a factor, right? Like whatever, you can't account for that. You've raised the potential ceiling on what this season could be just with this game, and that is so exciting for that stadium, for the community, for the coaches, the players, the program who were doubted in the offseason, justifiably so. But man,
all right.
What a way to reset everything.
Let me ask you a question now, Trey. All right, not to go Debbie Downer or whatever, however you want to call it. What is the thing that they need to be careful of coming out of this game?
Well, once again, I think you do need to, and I do like the way that the schedule sets up for the beginning. Because if you played like a Virginia in week 2 or something like that, I would be a little bit afraid just to, like, how does a team handle failure, but how does a team handle success? Both can be very dangerous to culture and expectations and things like that. When you've got a monumental, historic victory, the field getting stormed, people are screaming Tommy football at you during like the post-game interview. That's tough. Success is tough to deal with. And we've seen Florida State teams in the past under Mike Norvell, like that 2022 team where they ripped off those wins at the beginning, had that slump in the middle. It could happen, man. It could happen. So that would have been my biggest concern with the schedule. To me, the biggest concern is what's going to happen on offense when your run game is shut down. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. And now teams are going to get more film on how Florida State is going to attack you. This was, Nick Saban said it on College Game Day, this was a real tough scout for Kalen DeBoer. All new players on offense, new coordinator, a lot of new players on defense, new coordinator. They were kind of guessing like we were making videos on how Florida State was going to attack you. 60 minutes of film on it. By the time you play Miami, they're going to have 4 games of film on how you're going to attack. So my biggest concern is with Tony White, even though I think the offense played better than the defense tonight, with Tony White, I'm confident that if plan A doesn't work, so sick. Awesome moment. Beautiful meme. Fantastic work, Adam.
Freaking glorious. That was not me. I can't take credit for that one.
Well, whoever did it, love you. But with Tony White, I know that if plan A doesn't work, there's going to be a B, C, D, E, F, blah, 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 blah. When Gus has had trouble on offense, it's when plan A doesn't work. We keep just kind of trying to do plan A to our detriment. So that's what I'm worried about. And then health. Health is that those are all like sub concerns. My biggest concern is I love the starting 11 on offense, and I love the top end guys, like the way that they play within the schemes. You got to keep Tommy healthy, dude. He's the engine that makes that offense run. You got to keep him healthy, and you got to keep a lot of other guys healthy too. On that offense, Luke Petitbon calling those coverages. Gunnar Hansen, dude. Gunnar Hansen. Wonderful. What about you, Adam? What's your, not to dwell too much on the concerns after a night like that?
I think it's fair. I mean, I just think you've got to not ride the roller coaster. I mean, they've got to stay the same team that got them to this point. And I think Mike being in more of a CEO role is going to help with that. I think that's going to be one of the greatest benefits of him taking on that role and giving up play calling and all the play calling duties that come with that throughout the week. So I think that, you're going to have to combat that. Tommy's going to have to find that edge every week. It was clear they had an edge tonight. It was clear they played for Tommy. All the trash that had been talked, all the disrespect will be handled accordingly. It was clear you played with an edge tonight. Can you find that edge against Virginia?
Against Wake?
Yeah.
Against NC State in Raleigh.
Can you find that focus every week? And that's going to be the test. That's going to be the test for them. It's the test for every good to great football team. I don't know if I'm ready to call them good to great, but we've got look. They beat Bama tonight. They beat a Bama team that was banged up, but in your house, you did what you needed to do. You beat them kind of handedly. So it's exciting. I'm fired up. I want to see how they handle the next step. I want to see them go out and lay it down against whoever the hell they play next, East Texas.
Yeah,
I
don't know, ITT Tech, Corpus Christi branch.
But other than that, I mean, you keep trying to dodge the injury bug and develop your depth as you go along here. You got 2 weeks to get a lot of guys, a lot of reps in games. Go out. Don't do what the hell happened in 23. Go handle your business early. Get your starters out. Get guys reps. Get that depth. Keep building that depth up and developing that depth. That's where I'm at next. And it's time to move forward now. I mean, we're going to celebrate. We're going to have fun. We'll be ready to do film review, but it's time for everybody to just move forward, and that's got to be their mindset.
I agree. The team needs to look ahead right now. All
team,
you guys,
not us. Let's have fun.
Bask in it. Get your Chattanooga whiskey out. Bloop, glug glug. Watch some more football. Get with the Turner Group. Buy, sell, do whatever with your home. Kevin at the game, brother. We're just about to sign off. Let's see. I want to hear his thoughts.
Right,
He's actually there.
He's got to get his headphones in.
Oh,
everybody wants to hear from Kev. We all want to hear from Kev.
Let's go.
Give us your thoughts, big man.
Oh man, dude. We just beat Alabama.
First off, apologize for making fun of me for picking Florida State to win.
I'm sorry.
Thank you.
I got burned by this team. I'm gonna be honest. I chickened out of saying that I thought that DJ wasn't gonna be it. And then I chickened out again of saying that I believed in Tommy Castellanos. I thought he was a gamer. That's my bad. Great call, AB. You nailed it. You saw that defensive line being out. That was huge. Ty Simpson was rattled. Dude, they threw so many looks at him. I mean, let me tell you, when they showed up 3 down, Alabama ran the ball up the gut twice for a first down. They took out a linebacker, threw in a defensive end. They threw in Jason Jenkins. And immediately I'm like, okay, this staff gets it. This staff is willing to adapt, not later, not a second half adjustment. They changed it now. In the first drive, they were doing some weird stunt where James Williams was diving inside into the B gap, and it was allowing, I think they were trying to get Ty Simpson rolling out. They were trying to kind of get his legs into it, trying to keep the ball out of his hands, like throwing the ball downfield, trying to keep the ball out of the receiver's hands. Mm-hmm. It wasn't working. They were able to drive down the field, so they stopped doing it. Tony White's him. Tony White's him. That defense.
Dude, you're having a scheme-gasm right now, aren't you, dude?
No, I mean, you saw the safeties, right?
Mm-hmm.
You would just be watching the play, and out of the corner of your eye, a safety would come and just lay the lumber 3 yards downfield. And then in a pass play, they would drop back, and all the deep receivers were capped by a safety. These safeties were somehow both in the run fits and capping some of the best receivers you're going to see all season. This change in safety play, the change in offensive line play, night and day.
The change in safety play from the same players that were awful last year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unreal.
Just crazy. Crazy job. Great job by the staff. Hats off to them. Shoot, what else? Offense, I think they did exactly what you needed to do. They didn't turn the ball over. They ran the ball effectively. Gosh, like the offensive line looked good, but I think we have to give a ton of credit to how the run game came together. I mean, every play, a motion by Jalen Lucas, a motion by Mekhi Danzy. We're gonna see it in the film breakdown. I saw it several times where these linebackers are just staring at Thomas Castellanos because they're worried about him pulling the ball and running it.
We Georgia Tech them, dude. We Georgia Tech their linebackers, right, from last year.
So much. Yeah. Chroma looked good. Yeah, someone Chroma looked good when he's not facing Alabama. I think he's gonna show everybody kind of what he has. He was very impressive. The defense, I mean, you can be frustrated that they gave up 300 yards passing, but that was the goal. They were trying to say, hey, Alabama, throw the ball 5 to 10 yards downfield all game and beat us. Do it. I dare you. And when Alabama got into the red zone, they had no answer because they just didn't. The lesson is out on DeBoer's offense. They don't know how to score in the red zone.
They could not run the ball.
Kev, question for you. And we're going to get scheme. We're going to look at all that stuff. And you were right about that eye candy offense, dude. I can't wait to get into the real muck of that film and break it down. It's going to be awesome. And a billion people are going to watch it. And I can't wait to talk through it with them. How was that stadium, man? I was so, you guys, because you were there, people commented on your voice, you were part of it. An active factor in screwing with Ty Simpson and Bama. They were undisciplined and they had to burn timeouts. You guys, how was it being in that stadium? It was an electric, absolutely fantastic atmosphere.
Dude, I don't know how they reduced capacity and yet it was louder. It was the loudest I've ever seen it. It was insane. The people I sit with have been there forever, and they said that was probably the loudest they've ever heard it. I mean, multiple false starts, multiple delay of gains, and it was insane. The atmosphere was insane, and as soon as that guy started audibling with 8 seconds left, that they didn't stand a chance and
panic.
It was crazy. The stadium, the fans deserve credit because they showed up.
Little breaking news here on the Winstant reaction.
Class of
2026 wide receiver Jonah Winston, little brother of Jameis Winston, is committed to the Florida State Seminoles.
Let's go.
Come on, they won't be the last. I feel good. We got stuff to sell. Oh my God! All right, guys, this is wonderful. This is great. Bask in it tonight. Have fun. I predict there's going to be a slew of new Tommies, Earls, and maybe a Gus or two 9 months from now at Tallahassee Memorial Hospital. Do what you need to do. Bask in it. Have fun. Soak it in. This moment rules. And just like that.
Blitz, Bama,
Last year gone. Nick Saban was not there to save them. That's all I have to say. Anything that my two esteemed colleagues want to say is I just really want everybody, because I sure as shit am, when this broadcast is over, going to be savoring the moment and a couple of drinks. Yeah. What do you guys got to say? I feel so good right now. I feel so good.
Go ahead.
Man, after last season, this is incredible. And I hope you guys got to be a part of it. I hope you guys enjoyed it at home. I hope you felt the taste of it. I lived in Alabama for a year. I lived amongst these people who who treated Florida State like they were like, Florida who? Like they do not. Alabama doesn't think that schools outside of Alabama exist, and it's infuriating. And live it, bask in it. I hope you in the Panhandle. I'm sure anybody in the Panhandle has plenty of Alabama friends. Eat it up. This doesn't come every day, but it was great and I love it. And I'll see you guys in the film breakdown. Honestly, hopefully we can get some all 22. I don't know if we can, but if we can, then I want to break down the offense and the defense. I don't know. I want to watch this game 17 times. I'm stoked.
There's nearly 4,300 people in here with us right now. There actually are 4,300 people in here, and the number's just climbing. And we're 38 minutes in.
Those are rookie numbers. Pump those numbers up.
We're going to bow out here very soon, but I just want to take this moment to again say, I came, I saw, I predicted the Noles to win.
Yeah,
God damn it, it happened. Let's go.
Props to AB.
Let's go. Props to you, oh wise one. Oh wise one. Guys, all of you with us, thank you so much. Now get the hell away from this screen and go have some fun. Go Noles. Bama sucks.
Smash the like button. Get on Noles 24/7.
Get on Noles 24/7 all night and get what else? Keep chopping.
Oh,
keep chopping. This is a good one. This one's a nice deep chop.